Hello friends, welcome to the YouTube channel Software Study Lounge. Today we are looking SQL interview questions. These SQL interview questions always asked in any backend technology interview like Java, Ruby on Rails, .NET, PHP, etc. This video contains very basic interview questions. So first question is what is database? Most of the time interviewer asks this question to check the candidate he has knowledge about database or not. So let's check. Database is an organized collection of data that is accessed and stored electronically. Databases are designed to manage, store, and retrieve large amount of data efficiently. Database contains tables and schemas. There are two types of databases, which are relational database. Relational database contains the tables, rows, and columns. And there is another one is non-relational database, which is also called as NoSQL database, which contains the JSON object. The best example of NoSQL database is MongoDB. So the next question is what is RDBMS? Relational database is a collection of information which organize data in one or more table called relations. Data is stored into table which contains the rows and columns which is easy to see and understand the data. RDBMS is stand for Relational Database Management System, which is a software layer of tool and services that manage the tables. So our third question is different database softwares with latest version. So most of the time interviewer check the candidate they have the upgraded knowledge of software technology which is with the latest versions. So let's see. The latest version of Postgres is 15.1, for MySQL 8.34, for SQLite 3.42, for Microsoft SQL Server version 2022, Oracle Database 21C, IBM DB2 11.5, MariaDB 10.11, and Cassandra 4.1. So fourth question is what is SQL? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Is a domain specific language used to manage data, especially in a relational database management system. It is used to communicate with database, allowing user to perform various operations such as querying, updating, and managing data. So next question is why do we use SQL? SQL is basically used to store, retrieve, manage, and manipulate data in a database. SQL is developed by IBM in 1970. SQL allows you to query a variety of ways using English-like statements. So, what is SQL query syntax? Select star from table name. So example, select star from users. Users is basically the table name. Select keyword used to select data from the table. Star denotes selecting all columns from the table. From keyword used to select the which table. Table name denotes the table. In our above example, users is a table name. Semicolon indicates the end of the statement. There are some more syntax with example of SQL queries. Select column 1, column 2, column 3 from table name where column 1 greater than value. So this is basically the simple SQL statement syntax which contains the limits which select the limited columns with the where condition like select ID, name and age from users where age is greater than 18. Next one is different types of SQL commands. So first is select, retrieve the data from the database, insert data into the table, update, modifies the existing data of table, delete, remove the data from the table, create, create a new database, table, view and index, alter, modify the existing table structure, drop, delete existing database. Next is what is the table in database? Table contains the rows and columns which contains the data. Table also contains the constraint on columns, example primary key, foreign key, unique key, etc. And below are the example of database table. Here is the table which contains the four columns: ID, name, age, and city. So data is stored in a tabular form in SQL. Next one is, what is the SQL constraint? SQL constraint means we are applying certain conditions on SQL columns. This is basically a validation on data before inserting. That means if the condition is true before inserting data, then only we insert data into the database. There are different types of constraint available in SQL. First one is primary key. Primary key is basically used to uniquely identify each records in a table. It combines unique and not null constraint. Example: create table users ID integer primary key first name varchar 50. So in that we are creating user table with column ID of type integer and applying primary key on that ID column. So in the whole table, ID is a unique. Second one is foreign key. Ensure the referential entities of data in one table to match the value of another table. Example: create table orders ID integer primary key user ID integer constraint fk underscore user underscore order foreign key user ID references users of ID column. So fk underscore user underscore order is basically the name of the foreign key. Third one is not null. Ensure that the columns do not contain the null value. Every row of column must have a value. Example: create table users ID integer not null. First name varchar not null. So in the example, we need to fill ID and first name when creating the new entry. Next one is unique constraint. Ensure that all values in the columns are unique across the table. Example: create table users ID unique, ID integer unique, email varchar 100 unique. So in this example, we are applying the unique constraint on ID and email columns. So both the columns contains the data which are unique across the table. Next one is check constraint. Ensure that the column meets the specific condition before inserting the data. For example, create table users ID integer primary key age in check age is greater than 18. So in that, before inserting the data into the age column, we are applying condition the value must be greater than 18. Next one is default constraint. Provide the default value to the column when none is specified. So most of the time what happens, we didn't specify the value and we tell the database to pre-fill the value based on the default setting. So provide the default value to the column when none is specified. Example: create table users ID integer primary key status varchar default is pending. So when we create the new entries in the user table, so the user activation is pending. So if we didn't send the status other than pending, at the time it take the status pending. Next one is, what are SQL clauses? SQL clauses are fundamental component of SQL, structured query language statements, which are used to query and manipulate data in relational database. Each clause serves a specific purpose and can be combined to perform complex query and data operation. Some of the important SQL clauses are select, from, where, order by, group by, having, join, insert to, update, delete, limit, offset, distinct, union, except, intersect. So the next one is SQL clauses with examples. First is select. Retrieve the data from one or more tables. So take example, select first name, last name from users. Another one is from. Specify the table from which to retrieve the data. Select asterisk from users. Basically, from after the from, we specify the table name. Next one is where. Filter the data to meet the specific condition. Take example, select star from users where age is greater than 18. So this statement select all the records which has age greater than 18. Next one is order by. Sort the result set by one or more columns, either ascending or descending order. Take example, select star from users, order by first name ascending. This will return all the users from the all the data from the users table and apply the order on the first name column, and it returns the result by ascending order. Another one is group by. Group groups the rows that have the same values in a specific columns into a summary rows. For example, select city, count star from users, group by city. Here we select the name of the city and then count each rows which is associated with that city column. For example, if the in the Mumbai, there are 10 people from the Mumbai. So at the time it returns the row with the Mumbai and count 10, like that way. Having filter groups based on condition, often used by group by clause. So when we have the group by in our SQL statement, at that time we cannot apply the condition of where cannot apply the where clause after the group by. So at that time the having clause comes in a picture. So having clause is basically apply the condition on group by columns. Take example, select city, count star from the users, group by city, having count greater than 20. So this statement basically returns all the city names with their total counts where the count is greater than 20. If the count is less than 20 or equal to 20, that rows are skipped. Next one is join. Combines rows from multiple tables based on the related columns. Types include the inner join, left join, right join, and full outer join. Take example, select users.name, departments.name from users table, inner join departments on users.department.id and departments.id. So basically here we are finding the two columns from users and departments. After that we are applying the join with the departments table on with the condition users, the columns from the user department columns from the users table which match with the departments id column from the departments table. So this query basically returns all the users name and their departments based on the department id which is available with the users. Next one is insert into, add new rows into the table. This statement is basically used to add the data into the table. Take example, see, insert into users first name, last name, age, values, John, Doe, and 20. So this basically insert the records first name John, last name Doe, and age 20. Another one is update update query. Modifies the existing records in a table. Update user set age equal to 25 where the first name equal to John. This will apply all the rows which contains the first name equal to John. Next is delete. Delete used for deleting the existing record from the table. So delete from users where first name equal to John. Then limit. Specify the number of records to return. Select star from users. Limit equal to 10. Offset. Specify the number of rows to skip before starting to return rows. Select star from users. Limit 10. Offset 10. So this query basically fetch the 10 records and skip first 10 records, or you can say starting from the 10 position records. Another one is distinct. Select only distinct values from the table. Take example, select distinct status from users. Another one is union. Combines the result set of two or more select statement and remove the duplicates. Select first name from users. Union. Select first name from customers. Except. Return distinct rows from the first select statement and not return second select statement. Select first name from users. Union. Select first name from customers. Next one is intersect. Return distinct rows that are written by both select statements. Select first name from users. Intersect. Select first name from customers. So next question is SQL query with all clauses. So take example. Suppose we have tables called users, books and user books. So user books contains user ID and book ID as a foreign key and also contains some extra information called given by, given time, etc. So take a look of the query. This query basically select username, book name, given by, then given by, given time, division, count of books, total given books from the users table, user books table, books, where condition division equal to A, group by division, having count 2 and limit 100, returning your first 100 records and offset start from 0. Next question is some basic queries like create, bulk create, update, delete and alter. Take example of create. Create query is basically used to create the database, used to create the table and also used to create the views and indexes. So create database name called library. Another one is create table users ID of type integer, applying the primary key constraint first name with varchar 50. Next one is create view name, select ID and first name column from the users table. So another query is insert into, basically used to insert the data into the table. The syntax is insert into table name users, column first name age, value John and 20. If you want to insert the multiple values at the same time, then insert into users, first name, age, values in a, values are the comma separated but in a bracket, like John with the age 20 and Kane with the age 21. So next one is alter. So alter query is basically used to update the column, add constraint, add index, remove index. So take example. So adding a column, drop column, modify column, rename column, add primary key, drop primary key, add foreign key, drop foreign key, renaming table, etc. Next one is delete. Delete is basically used to delete the rows from the table with the specific condition. Another one is truncate. Remove all data rows and columns from the specific table. So when we want to remove everything from the table, everything means every row and every column. Another one is update. Update is basically used to update the specific column or multiple columns at the same time with the specific condition. So next question is SQL like queries. So like operators uses SQL to search specific pattern in the columns. This operator is particularly useful when you need to find rows where column values matches a specific pattern. It often uses with the wildcard operator. So what is the wildcard operator? There are two wildcard operators, percent and underscore. Percent represent the 0, 1 or multiple characters. Underscore represent a single character. Take a look of syntax. Select first name, last name from users where first name like pattern. Example, Select first name from users where first name like A in a quote, capital A with percentage symbol. So disadvantages of like query. It scan all the rows of the table to search all matching data from the columns, which may cause the query timeout issue. So the next question is SQL like query examples. So first name start with A. So what is the query? In that case, select first name from users where first name like inside the quote A and percentage. Another one is first name end with N. Select first name from users where first name like in a quote. In this query, percent symbol comes first, after that the matching characters. Next one is find name that contains AN. First name from users. Select first name from users where first name like in a quote start and percent symbol. Between the percent symbol, write the matching text. So when we apply the searching criteria at that time, this query we can use this query. Another one is first name start with A and end and with exact four character. So select first name from users where first name like starting with A and then three times underscore symbol inside the quote. Another one is first name, second character is N. Select first name from users, first name like inside the quote underscore represent any character and second character is N and then percent symbol. Another one is both wildcard percentage and underscore in the same query. First name start with A and the third character as N. Select first name from users where first name like start with A, any another second character is any character, third character is N character and percent symbol, case sensitive. So select first name from users where first name I like bracket inside the code percent %. So this will return all the values ends with the A and in any format like capitalize and small letters. So next question is what are SQL joins? This is the very important question which asked by most of the interviewers at the time of interview. So SQL joins basically used for joining multiple tables and retrieve the data from multiple tables based on certain condition. There are different types of joins available in SQL, which are inner join, left join, right join, full outer join, and self join. Below are the table which are using for joins or queries. So there are two tables, authors and books. So table contains the ID name, type, and supervisor ID, and inside the books table, ID name and author ID. So next question is what are the SQL joins example? First is inner join. Inner join selects all the records that have matching values in both the tables. Select author name, book name from authors table. Authors inner join books on author.id equal to books.author id. Another one is left join. Left join selects all the records from the left table and matching records from right table. Select author name, book name from authors. Left join books on author id equal to books.author id. Third one is a right join. A right join select all rows from right table and matching rows from the left table from the right table. Sorry. So the right join basically right join select all the rows from the right table and matching rows from the left table. Select author.name, book.name from authors. Right join books on author.id, books.author ID. So next type of join is full outer join. Returns all the records when there is a match in either left or right table. Right table records. The result is null from one side when there is no match. Select author.name, books.name from authors. Full join books on author.id on equal to books.author.id. Another one is cross join. Cross join means partition product of two tables, meaning it combines each row of first table with each row of second table. Select author.name, books.name from authors. Cross join books. Another one is self join. Is a regular join in which single table join with itself. Select a.name. A is the alias of the table and s.name from authors as s. Left join with the same table, but we are creating the another alias called s on s.supervisor id equal to s.id. Next question is, what are the SQL operators? SQL operators are used to perform the operation on SQL query. Below are the SQL operators example: arithmetic, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or modulus. Comparison: equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Logical operators: and, or, not. String operator: double vertical bar, concatenation, like, in, not in, between. Null related operator: null, is not null. So next question is SQL queries with different operators. Arithmetic operator queries. Select 2 plus 2 equal to 4, 2 minus 2 equal to 0, like that way. Comparison operator queries. Right? Select first name from users where first name equal to John, not equal to John, age greater than 18, age greater than 10, age less than 10, age greater than or equal to 10, less than equal to 10. Next is a logical operator queries. Select first name from users where id equal to 1 and age equal to 10. Another one is id equal to 1 or id equal to 10. And the next one is string operators. String operators basically contains the wildcard operator. id contains in multiple values. Then salary between the specific range, like that way. Next is a null related queries. Select first name from users where last name is null, or select first name from users where last name is not null. So the next one is aggregate functions. Aggregate function in SQL perform calculation on set of values and return a single value. They are commonly used with the group by clause to group the rows that share a property so that same aggregate calculation can be performed on each group. Below are the aggregate functions: count, sum, average, mean, and max. Next one is examples of aggregate functions. Count, basically used to count the number of rows that matches specific conditions. Count total number of users. Sum, calculate the total sum of the numeric columns. Next one is average, calculate the average value of the numeric column. Mean, calculate the minimum value in a set. Max, calculate maximum value in a set. Next is, what are the table and column aliases? Aliases in SQL are used to provide temporary alternative names for tables and columns in a query. By using aliases, we will make the query more readable and easier to write. Analysis also reduce the length of SQL query when we use multiple columns and joins on multiple tables. Take example of query with the analysis. Select A dot names as a author name, count B dot author ID as a total books from authors as a, inner join books as a B on A dot ID equal to B dot author ID group by B dot author ID. In, in this case, we are applying the column analysis called author, author name and total books, and the table analysis called A and B. Next is, what is the null value in RDBMS? In a relational database management system, a null value denotes missing or unknown data. It is a placeholder used when no active value is present for a particular column in a table. Null is a special marker used in SQL to indicate that the data value does not exist in the database. Next and very important question. What is the normalization in SQL? Normalization in SQL is the process of organizing the columns, attributes, and tables of a database to minimize data redundancy and dependency. The primary objective of normalization is to divide the large table into smaller, more manageable ones without losing any data, ensure data integrity, and reducing data anomalies. Different types of normalization is first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, and higher normal form.